All right, let's start. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone that is here today for this live. We're here to explain all the controversies, all the arguments, all the banters on the internet concerning the match between Nigeria and Gabon, the controversial penalties and all. So here we're going to take critical look at uh, how we analyze what actually happened. So at first, it's creating a lot of tension, a lot of haters, a lot of people that were expecting the game to go the other way around, that were not really happy with what happened. So we are here to just be neutral, facing the fact and also making our own opinion count on the reality of everything about the game. It was just such an interesting game, very, very interesting game. So on the internet, um, some people are saying the referee was biased, but it's quite surprising that South Africans that even is even their own referee. Is even their own referee. You see, it's actually a blessing in disguise for Nigeria because they actually protested for this same referee to be changed. So, but that didn't go their way. So take a look at this that is going around on the internet. They said, yet after referee Abongile Tom spent over 3 minutes studying his pitch side monitor and in conversation with video assistant referee Akona Makalima, the appeals were turned down. So you can imagine. You can imagine. So um, everyone is saying that the referee was biased and all that, but we'll take a look at the whole situation and explain it one after the other so that we'll actually get the fact because most of the time um, the argument concerning the FIFA rules sometimes people are biased, people are so emotional, but we know that once it goes your way nobody complains. But if it goes the other way, people, oh, they are crying, crying. Oh, why? Is this supposed to be checked? This supposed to be done? This, But the best thing is to face the fact. We still know that the referee can't be perfect, and also the referees also have their own. They have their own rights, to also analyze these things and decide. Take for an instance, it takes the referee to go check the VAR, unless now they have the card thing that you can just insist by the coach can insist for it to be checked. Yeah, but in as much as the VAR is there, there are certain things that you also need to know that we also learn today from this analysis that is also the referee, the stand of the referee, in order to analyze alongside the VAR and draw a conclusion because you can't say the VAR and also the referee or the referees and even the officials can be wrong at the same time. No, there's definitely they are the ones that are officiating. They are the one that knows better. In as much as sometimes out of imperfection, certain things can go the other way around, but still, at least let's say 90 to 80%, the officiating is always right. So let's just quickly kickstart. We're going to be looking at it one after the other by using the match, the highlights of the game. So we will use the highlights of the game to explain exactly what happened in that game, so that we will be on safe side when it comes to understanding what really made the scoreline to end the way it ended. So um, first, it will be good for us to go through the rules itself. So when we go through the rules and we check, because there were up to three things that happened that were supposed to be incidents that supposed to be penalties that weren't really given. I think Nigeria has got two that were disallowed. Then Gabon have one, but the one of the Gabon seems so obvious. It seems so obvious that everyone thought it was supposed to be a penalty. But even the one for Nigeria also, somehow I think one of them was obvious, the other one wasn't too, obvious. So the let's start first with the highlights. I think it's better we take it one at a time, and then we look at the FIFA rule and we analyze it. So as it stands, let's kickstart and see. Let's go through the analysis and see how we can be able to analyze and also get the facts right. So let's go.
Time to be a Super Eagles supporter. Super Eagles, what is this? What is this? What a classic performance.
Winner takes all. There's no safety net. There is no trapdoor. Mauritius. Gabon make. Sanusi it is. It's on target. It's not to win at least three more. Three chipped forward well by Alex Iwobi. And now there might be a massive break in front of goal. That's a by Anthony Oyono. Two twins are in the squad today. It's Lookman. Open up, Iwobi outside the area. Shot got charged down, the claiming handball. Iwobi still going in the middle. Opportunities, Ekor Adams tried to get the turn. Then Chukwueze with a chip, it didn't quite pay off. Nigeria have had a look. Nigeria have had a good chance. We do have VAR today. We do have extra time and penalties today if needed. There will be a winner on the day. Good break this by Buanga, trying to go all the way. And he almost did. Though without Jim Alavina, Shadi Vivika, Medwin, Vichegi, Michel Mbula and Junior Nubi. And that's a great header just wide.
Yeah, right there. Right there. Let's start with this one. But first, let's take a look at it again and see what happens there on that ball.
Good break this by Buanga, trying to go all the way. And he almost did. Though without Jim Alavina, Shadi Vivika, Medwin, Vichegi, Michel Mbula and Junior.
Let's take a look at it again.
Shadi Vivika, Medwin, Vichegi, Michel Mbula and
Now, in this situation, Osimhen is got the ball. It is obvious that that ball belongs to Osimhen, and he had a contact with that ball. That is the important point. So, but first, uh, before we get into that, let's go. Let's go. And remember, this was just 16 minutes in the game. So when that argument of, oh, if they give the penalty, it would have changed the game, it would have demoralized the Super Eagles. Now, on this part, if this was a penalty, it should have changed the whole scenario of the game. It should have changed the whole thing about the game. But it wasn't given. So, but let it not be that I'm the one talking. Let's not be biased. Let's take a look at the rules. Let's take a look at the rules. The rules will speak for itself, and yeah. So now, you can also go to Google. Those guys arguing, you're not sure, you don't really trust the judgment. You can also go to Google and just check it out yourself. Now, it says in football. Okay, sorry about that. I think it's not this one. Is yeah, it's this one here. Yeah, it's this one. Sorry about that. It's this one. Yeah, this is the one that is the bone of contention concerning that situation. I think you guys had a better view of the of the highlights there. Now it says in IFAB rules, goalkeepers' collisions are judged based on whether the goalkeeper was in control of the ball. Now, take a look at this, right? Like I said, um, it was obvious that the person that was in charge of the ball was Osimhen, not the goalkeeper, right? Now, I want to show us again. Let's take a look at it again so that we have a proper view of the whole analysis, right? Now, let me enlarge it more. Now, look, take a look at it. When they say the ball belongs to you or the ball you have, uh, let me not use my word. Let's use the word. They said the goalkeeper collisions are judged based on whether the goalkeeper was in control of the ball. So in this scenario, you find out that the goalkeeper actually was not in control of the ball, meaning that the ball was not 100% possessive to him. That ball
And
was
that's
because
a
the way
met
it's
with.
being judged in the world of football is that contact. The contact actually gives you that dominance of being in charge or control of the ball. So now the ball was crossed over to Osimhen,
Michel
and
Abreu
then
and
that happened. You see? So now the goalkeeper was just taking chances. So it was off. It wasn't the one that was full, that is in full control of the ball. So in that situation, then they say full control of the ball, the nature of the opponent's challenge, and the level of force used. You see, they say referees have discretion to determine if a foul occurred. So now, let's take for an instance, if that ball was in full control of the goalkeeper and Osimhen collide with the goalkeeper, what this is saying is that it's going to be a free kick against Osimhen. And depending on the force, it can lead to a yellow card or even a red card, depending on the force. So now, swap it the other way around. If the goalkeeper is the one that is offensive, in this situation, in the middle of in the 18, is definitely supposed to be a penalty. So in this case, the goalkeeper, the referee, didn't make it a penalty. So when you're judging, this actually happened in the 16th minutes of the game. You get? So now, if this penalty was actually given, it will change the whole scenario of the game. Talking about demoralizing, it will definitely demoralize the Gabonese. So now, who got the foul first? Because I hear people on social media, no, that would have changed the game. The Gabon deserved the penalty. That would have been the end of the game. But that happened when almost towards the end of the game. The game has gone far. So, but this, so we definitely going to get to that. But what I'm trying to respond to is that biased mind of not looking at the earlier penalty that was supposed to be given, ignoring it, and talking about the one that happened later on in the game. Just because you want Gabon to win, then no. Just check it and analyze it properly. So, but in this analysis, in my own opinion, the officiating was actually not that good. You know, it was very poor because The VAR was there, they checked this thing. You could see that the goalkeeper actually punched Osimhen. The clash was too hard on Osimhen, even with all his body and everything. So he actually it was late because the ball he wasn't in full control of the ball according to the rule. So this was supposed to be a penalty for me. This for me was supposed to be a penalty. It was supposed. There is no. The only thing here is that no, the favorites or whatever. So now you have to clone. No, the rule is the rule. You see, so that is what happened in this analysis. This was supposed to be a clear penalty, but the penalty, the referee didn't give it. Even the VAR checked, they still didn't give it as a penalty. Reasons best known to them, you know. And in the course of this analysis, we will actually see the reason why. Because sometimes it's very painful, sometimes it's very hard to swallow. But that is a game of football. Sometimes things just don't go your way and all that. So that is that. So we will move to the next one. Let's go back to the video again. Let's go back to the video because I prefer we analyze it according to the video, one after the other, so that there will be a clearer understanding. Because sometimes people don't really go through these things properly and see. So I'm going to take it back again so that...
A good chance. We do have VAR today. We do have extra time and penalties today if needed. There will be a winner on the day. Good break this by Buanga, trying to go all the way. And he almost did. Though without Jim Alavina, Shadi Babika, Medwin, Bichegi, Michel Mbula and Junior Nubi. And that's a great header to fly. So inviting, was in the right place. They had eyes on the ball firmly. They collided with each other and Nigeria almost won up.
Great header from Osimhen. Knew he was going to get clattered by the goalkeeper here. Just on side by the looks of it, so would have counted.
Look at it. Serious clash. That is the best view you can. You see? That's the best view you can
So
see.
far almost
clattered by the goalkeeper here.
Trying to protect himself because he could see the force
just
of
on side by the looks of it, so would have counted.
Check this one. Just imagine. It's supposed to be a penalty.
So far almost 70% of it.
So whatever you think, if you think the other way, you understand.
Lookman into
You
the
can also
area.
drop a comment on the
Couldn't quite get the shot away. Might get another opening.
dispute.
Osimhen was in support. Going to fall towards Alex Iwobi. Near side. Chance for Zaidu Sanusi again. 25th cap tonight for the Porto fullback. Lovely ball in. Osimhen header. What a save that was by Mbaba to keep it at 0-0. Two great openings Victor Osimhen has had in the opening 20 minutes.
What a save that is by the Gabonese goalkeeper. That had goal written all over it. Brilliant header by Osimhen.
There's a bit of wrestling going on. Ball's in play now. Goalkeeper came and was in big trouble. It ran again for your Neko Adams. And Cup winner with Fenerbahce a few seasons ago in Turkey. Needs a break on the way. Osimhen receiving from Lookman. He's getting all the openings so far. But Osimhen bearing down on goal. Great chances going Nigeria's way.
Nigeria have settled into this.
Julius Agahawa and Kanu with the goals. 9 meetings, 5 wins for Nigeria, only 1 for Gabon, but it was an important one as it prevented Cameroon from qualifying for the 1990 World Cup. Which would have been a first. It's a quality ball in, goalkeeper struggled with that a bit, and Baba. Lookman's got it up, here comes Osimhen. Adams is unmarked in the middle, it's played it towards the centre. Asai Samuel was there. Oh, he's not it, and he hasn't scored. It won't be out wide. Zaidu Sanusi again, the cross by Lookman, tempting. Good knock down it was, is it going in? What a chance for Osimhen, who's claiming he scored it.
Right there. So now we need to analyze this one. But let's take a better look at
Being waved away by the referee. Abangile Tom. If there'd been an arm that would have put it into the net.
it. A bit, you see? I don't know if someone saw something there. It even happened twice, you know?
Being waved away by the referee. Abangile Tom. If there'd been an arm that would have put it into the net.
This is one.
Inadvertently. They tend not to be given, but who knows?
Let's take it back again and see properly.
Put it into the net.
That's a one.
Inadvertently. They tend not to be given, but who knows? There was a brilliant save by Mbaba to prevent the own goal.
See, in that view, the first one was
He's adamant that it was
left
an
hand.
ball.
Then the second
Decision to make here.
I will say one thing, it's not quite as adamant as the way he's suggesting it, and it's been given as accidental to show all
So now
that
let's
to
take a look
prevent
at
the
it
own
again.
goal.
Look at FIFA rules.
If there'd been an arm that would have put it into the net. Inadvertently. They tend not to be given, but who knows? There was a brilliant save by Mbaba to prevent the own goal.
So now let's go to the FIFA rule and see what it says about the handball. The handball rule. Let's go up here. Now, not this one. Not this one. So we're talking about this other one. Yeah, the handball. Yeah, this one. Now let's take a look at this. This sorted. This is sorted. Now, FIFA handball rules penalize a player for touching the ball with their hand or arm if it is done deliberately or if the player body is made unnaturally bigger. Did you get that word there? Now see, FIFA handball rules penalize a player for touching the ball with their hand or arm if it is done deliberately or if the player body is made unnaturally bigger. So the unnatural bigger size of the body means like you spread your hand. So that is why you see when they say if your hand is not attached to your body or is not in a natural situation with a position around your body, you get like if your hand, some says if it stretches more than how many degrees. So we still gonna go into those videos and see. So the fact remains that if it is not naturally within your body, right, that is where they are saying is unnaturally bigger. So that means you're actually making efforts to deflect the ball. So it goes on to say it is not automatically an offense every time the ball touches a hand or arm below the armpits. Did you see? It is not automatically an offense every time the ball touches a hand or arm below the armpit. The referee will consider the movement of the arm towards the ball. So there's something I want us to understand here, right? Now, they said the referee will consider the movement of the arm towards the ball. You see that this guy here, let's take this thing away and see, check this thing again. Let's go back there. It's obvious that he was falling, right? In my opinion, it's obvious that he was falling, but That was why I said I was showing that thing of the body actually hits the arm hit the ball twice. Like it was it was kind of spinning. So while he was spinning, and he was spinning towards the ball, like um let's take a look at it. Let's not be like I'm the one saying it. Now
Put
take
it
a look
into the
at it.
net
Now he hit it.
inadvertently. They tend not to be.
See, at first he wanted
If
to
been
play
an arm
the
that
ball,
would
right?
have put it into the
Then
net
he lost his balance. The hand hit
inadvertently.
it, it hit it again.
They tend not to be
Because
given,
now,
but who knows? There was
what
a
I'm checking is the body is bigger. And while he's spinning, the body is touching the ball. So the argument the referee will give here is that, oh, okay, it's a natural fall or a natural spin or effect, but the arm was not in a natural position. And he was just spinning, hitting the ball with his arm. For me, it's a penalty. Right in the middle of the 18 is a penalty. Because his hand was not in a natural position. I understand that, okay, uh, the spin of trying to clear the ball and he lost his balance, no problem. But in a situation whereby while you are falling, he's still not in a natural position. The hand was not in a natural position. It's a handball. So in this case now, they are saying the referee need to start.
brilliant save by Barber to prevent the own goal.
You see, it's for me, in order not to be biased, right? It wasn't a natural effect. The effect wasn't natural. He didn't intend to do that.
But to prevent the own
For
goal.
me, what is implicating here is the body not being in a natural position.
He's adamant that
Let's take a look at it again.
Not to be given, but who knows? There was a
The
brilliant
body is
save
not
by
in a natural
Barber to
position.
prevent the own goal.
You see? Look at the position of the body.
He's adamant that it was an handball.
It's not an excuse.
Decision to
It's not an
make.
excuse, but
I'll say
the
one
referee
thing, it's not
says
quite as adamant as the way he's suggesting it,
not.
and it's been given as accidental to show.
Now let's go back again to the same narrative of saying, oh, the handball, the pulling of the shirt of jersey would have influenced the game. Imagine these two penalties we are given to have been 2-0. Now think about the psychological effect of the Super Eagles. And you all know that this whole game, the Moroccans were supporting the Gabonese, and they were using laser on the players. Even when Osimhen scored the goal afterwards in extra time, you see they were pointing this thing at him. I don't know if it's not high time. I think it's high time this FIFA have to do something about this laser thing of the Moroccans. This thing is getting irritating. I don't know. It seems like people are not really. How can a country that want to host important tournaments, coming tournaments, they are doing this? Why? It's wrong. It's very, very wrong. They did it in the WAFCON against the Nigerian national team, the Falcons. They did it to them in the final between them and the Moroccans. Look at it here again. They are doing the same thing. This laser thing is really, really, really is making the football not interesting. It looks so childish and looks so, how will I say, devouring. It's uncalled for. Why? So imagine the trauma the players, the Super Eagles players were going through. Disallowed penalties twice. You see this penalty now, right? I can give the referee a certain level of, okay, you need to analyze. What you analyze actually was, okay, there wasn't an intention of him hitting the ball. It's just a natural, like spin. The player was just spinning naturally because he lost his balance. I can allow this one go. But you see the first one of the clash with the goalkeeper, that was a penalty. For me, that was a penalty. So now this was not given, right? and everybody just kept quiet, like nothing happened. But this, Osimhen was already celebrating a handball. He was already celebrating a handball. So now, I need us to go through this other documentary about this handball rules. Let's go through it together, then, so that we get some fact right. Let's go through it together. Let's see. So that we have other views concerning it. So let's go through it together, then we see for ourselves what the whole analysis actually means. All the drama and all the disagreements. Some people say FIFA is favoring, CAF is actually finding a way to favor the Super Eagles. So I don't know. For me, the officiating wasn't really a top notch, but we can still call it a chaos game. Sometimes there are games that you just need to see. The referee can't be perfect because of the intensity of the game. So, so let's go through this and see for ourselves what it looks like.
You can now get a 30-day trial to experience The Athletic for free. Visit the link in the description below to try it now. Football's handball law has changed again. The sport has struggled with adapting to the VAR era, and the last few years have shown that handball decisions were never intended to be made under a microscope. The International Football Association Board's response to that has been a succession of tweaks to the rules and a series of changes which have resulted in pedantic decisions on the pitch and confusion in the stands. In 2020, for instance, handball simultaneously became both tougher and more lenient. The laws around accidental handballs in the build-up to goals were relaxed, but a more binary approach to defensive handballs in the penalty box was implemented. The law change defined a clear handball area, the outline of a t-shirt, and was also strict and inflexible about what constituted an unnatural position for a defender's arms to be in, making little allowance for reaction times or how a body shape changes in the act of defending. Basically, if a defender's arms weren't by his side and a shot or cross hit him below the t-shirt line, it would be a penalty. And of course, it created chaos and led to dreadful decisions. Against Victor Lindelof at Old Trafford, Joel Ward at Selhurst Park, and Eric Dyer at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, to name but a few. In the previous Premier League season, across 380 games, 19 penalties were awarded for handball. In the first 26 games of 2021, 20 penalties were awarded and 6 of them were awarded for handball, which according to a projection run by Sky Sports would have translated to 292 penalties across the whole season, with 88 for handball. Clearly far too high, and the response was universally negative too. Gary Lineker was vocal in his disapproval, while then Crystal Palace manager Roy Hodgson believed that the handball laws were ruining the game. Aston Villa head coach Dean Smith went as far as to say that he wasn't sure how to protect his players from conceding soft penalties. It was very public condemnation, and it was little surprise that the laws were quietly relaxed over the course of the year, with several leagues easing away from the official IFAB guidance. And now there's been another official update, which was incorporated into the laws on July the 1st, 2021, and was used during the recent European Championship. It states that a handball will be given if a player deliberately touches the ball with their hand or arm by, for example, moving it towards the ball, scores in the opponent's goal directly from their hand or arm, or immediately after the ball has touched their hand or arm, even if accidental. So importantly, accidental handball that leads to a teammate scoring a goal or having a goal-scoring opportunity will no longer be considered an offence, taking away the kind of situation which saw a late West Ham goal against Sheffield United disallowed for an inadvertent Declan Rice handball. The third change might be the most important though, as it changes the definition of an unnatural position, the term which caused so much trouble a year ago. It says that a handball will be given if a player touches the ball with their hand or arm when it has made their body unnaturally bigger. But also that a player is considered to have made their body unnaturally bigger when the position of their hand or arm is not a consequence of or justifiable by the player's body movement for that specific situation. Now what that means is that referees are able to use common sense. There's an obvious joke to be made there, of course, but it stops officials from being bound by the laws and permits them to decide whether an arm movement is a natural and unavoidable consequence of jumping or sliding or affecting any other position in the act of defending.
So that is the most important part I wanted us to listen to. That the referees are allowed to use a common sense, right? Due to the natural and unnatural behavior of the body, you know? So, in my own opinion, that is the only time I think I can give that referee the benefit of doubt and say, okay, maybe in his own analysis, his own given advantage to analyze, and him and the VAR officials, they chose to say, okay, the unnatural or the natural movement of the body, they see that as a natural movement. But for me, I think I agree with them on that. But the extension of the arm, being in an unnatural position, for me, deserve to have a penalty.
Essentially, the law has been adjusted to be a bit more situation specific, and that should hopefully be a good thing. Roberto Rossetti, the former referee and now chairman of UEFA's Referees Committee, agrees. The way the law has been rewritten is more according to the spirit of football and gives players the freedom to play football, he said, before the changes were adopted. Now, cautiously, he might be right. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the...
So that is that. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Then let's go back to the other analysis, especially the one that is causing the arguments everywhere. Let's go to that. Let's go back to our highlights and take a look at it critically again. So yeah.
All of the reactions. No breakthrough yet here. Osimhen can provide it, didn't meet it right. In the heart of the defence tonight, Bruno Manga, now playing in the third flight in France, the Championnat National with Paris 13 Atletico. Osimhen down. ON and also simulcasting on MTA. Stick with us at half-time and full-time, live from Lagos, the studio show. All of the reactions. No breakthrough yet here. Osimhen can provide it, didn't meet it right. And it just bounced up in the Ngoye. There wasn't much pace on it, and yet it could have ended up in the net, inadvertently.
A really good chance for Nigeria. Osimhen will be a bit disappointed with the contact made on that shot. It wasn't the cleanest effort from
Iwobi back in towards the centre again. Chance for Adamola Lookman. Couldn't get the shot away. Gabon trying to cover the counter-attack, and they've got four coming forward here. And on the overlap on the right-hand side is Mwanga. Mwanga, their top scorer, is in here! Managed to get the shot away, but instantly blocked and well on. The winners of this against the winners of Cameroon against the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's still in. The flag was up and then it went down. Aubameyang over talking. Brought on effectively well by Oyano, and it's Openda on his debut. Got the shot away and saved by Stanley Mbabali. After the moment outside the area. Lookman to chip it forward, looking for the flick on, but he's down. Nice.
chances there. Gabon are pretty pleased to win 0-0, given the superiority that Nigeria had in this first half.
Rode the challenge well. It's almost played by Iwobi, the break all the way through, and it was very important for that to be covered, and it was. Coming across was Sadio Sanusi. Aubameyang leading from the front. There will be time for this corner. It was a brilliant charge forward. Very, very well defended. And it had to be. That was fantastic from Benjamin Frederick. When the guy has moved up again. Flicked away, importantly, by Mwabale. And he'll do the completion. The clearance is going to be a free. Frank and Brian Reamer. It's Keith Andrews who's the coach there now, but on loan in Belgium. Now here's a chance for Mwangi. Chested down, there was no other option otherwise. Easiest in that last World Cup qualifier. It's a great ball playing through. A lot of pace on it. Gabon looked. I think well, whatever about putting your arms around the striker, he's going to have a look at this. He is.
So now, this is one that causes.
If you'd now back 12. Okay, let's see. No, it is no penalty. Okay, let's see.
That is what they are talking about. Now, there is an argument in this that, okay, it's actually a mild pulling, right? Because when I was watching this game, right, I could see that the referee was actually communicating with the officials. I could hear some of the things he was saying that has to do with is he in control of the ball. That guy was never going to get that ball, despite it was pulled. Number one, let's not be biased, right? Pulling is a penalty. Pulling is a penalty, right? Since the shirt was pulled, the jersey was pulled, it's supposed to be a penalty. Now, another thing is if you are being pulled for an instance, you're supposed to fall towards the side where you are being pulled. But now this guy ended up falling on the opposite side, which now makes the pulling not too effective. You see, he now jumped because he sees that he has lost.
Okay, let's see.
He was pulled even before the ball came closer.
No, it is no
So in
penalty.
my own analysis, that was what I think the referee saw and said no, in as much as he was pulled. Okay, now, in my opinion, before we go to check in the Google, in my opinion, I believe when I saw this, I felt like, okay, this referee canceled 2 penalties for the Nigeria. You know, sometimes there's how a match will be hectic. Some referees just choose not to spoil the game, just allow it to be a survival of the fittest. People should prove themselves. They should fight for their, to win the game and all that. Sometimes they just ignore certain free kicks, certain red cards, certain yellow card. They just ignore it in order not to spoil the game. That's what I see in this game. But sometimes it's raised eyebrow because of officiating is supposed to be an officiating. But you find out that this thing cut across the world of football. Even when you're watching Champions League and all that, some referee, or I don't know if it's an agreement to say, okay, this game, don't mess it up with a red card and that and that and that. Allow the game to go. Just try. That's why you see sometimes referee call these players, talk to them, because he could see that this deserve yellow card. So especially in a crucial game like quarterfinals, semi-finals, even a final of a game, referees are not too. They don't give you like this free kick, yellow card, and all those things, red card. They are not too harsh in that. The rules are there fine, but from an experienced football person, you find out that it's easy to give a player red card, yellow card, penalty unless on let's say qualifiers or group stages. But you see when it gets to the knockout stage, because this is actually a knockout stage on this playoff, they don't really quickly just give. They really want you to play like convincingly you should win. So for me, in my own opinion, I just feel like this the referee actually didn't give this penalty. For me, it's supposed to be a penalty. He didn't because you have cancelled the other ones. That's my opinion. But afterwards, when he was analyzing it, looking at how the guy was pulled and everything that happened, he just felt they don't deserve to have the penalty. For me, that's where I see. But if you really go by the rules of the knowledge I think I have, in my own opinion, it should be a penalty. So, but let's not just conclude there. Let's take a look at the rule of the pulling. Yeah, that is it, right there. It's right there, right there, right there. Yeah. So that is it. So what does this say? In football, soccer, shirt dragging or pulling is a foul. Just like I said, holding an opponent, which is an example, punishable by a direct free kick or a penalty kick if it occurs inside the penalty area. The specific sanction, which is yellow card, red card, or just a free kick, depends on the severity. This one is big English. It depends on the severity and impact on the game. The severity and impact of the game is actually what I'm trying to explain now. To say the referee says, or the referee's opinion to say, oh, no, this might actually spoil the game, might actually it would actually take out that texture of how interesting the game is supposed to be. You see, they are saying it depends on the severity and impact on the game. So if they see that if I give this now, it's going to impact maybe the other ones I've left I didn't give out. It's going to impact the game. Now at that time, for me, I believe that even if Gabon were given that penalty, Nigeria would have still won them because it was obvious that they were not making much impact at that time and they were a bit defensive. They actually the reason why this game was very hectic was because of the style of play and the formation the coach of the Gabonese chose to play. He knows that Osimhen is actually the talisman. Now, instead of stressing to man mark him, because of course you can't really mark Osimhen out, it's very difficult. The only way to demoralize Osimhen and to stop him was to block the crossing. You get to block the crossing because if he's got someone that feed him the crosses in the air, he is superb. So this coach chose to choke the midfield by playing five-man midfield. Can you imagine? So there's no how in the wing, in the middle. So that is why you see even the last goal that Osimhen scored, you see that ball came all the way from the back. So now the defenders have to cross the ball, or the goalkeeper have to cross the ball, have to throw the ball straight to cross that midfield. You see, so what I'm trying to explain is that tactics actually is very hectic on players because it's very exhausting. So that was the reason why Gabonese were not able to uh, have that 100% energy till the end of the game. because it was very, very hectic marking, doing that kind of marking, in the midfield, and you leave two defenders behind. You see? And those things was also the reason why there were too much errors from those defenders and the goalkeeper. Because now you are left with two defenders with and Osimhen. These are the same. Someone that scored towards the end, the last goal is scored by beating almost four players. So if that source and supply has been coming from the wings, he would have scored a lot of goals. Even the one he had, you can see. So for me, that argument of saying if it was given, if that this penalty of the pulling of the shirt was given, Gabon would have won the game. I don't think Gabon would have won the game. Gabon didn't really have that respect to Gabon. They didn't really have that strong defense to be able to hold. They actually have players up front on the wings, the likes of Aubameyang and Lamina. So, but in the defense, it's not really that, without that pattern that the coach adopted, it should have been a disaster. So that was why when they got exhausted, it was easy for the goals to start coming in because now that middle they were trying to choke became open because now a player from the wing, Ejuke, have to start penetrating through that wing that was better than Chukwueze that was there before. So now, being distracted to try to stop him, it made there was now a void in the midfield that Nigeria have to start penetrating through the midfield using the defenders. So now, not the wingers again, not the midfielders again. Why those people are engaged, being marked, the defenders that are free now cut across, the which was what gave the second goal and also the third goal. You see, the pass from Wilfred Ndidi to Ejuke to score, and also the pass from Benjamin Frederick to Osimhen to score. Also, it came through the midfield. It was not like it was more like a passage, very open. So it's not really an argument. If you check, Nigeria would have still won that game, regardless of what. So if you check what was not given to them and what was not given to Gabon, if they were given those penalties, they would have won the game even in the first half. They would have even won the game. So for me, this is what I think. It's my opinion. So we can go on to read this concerning the rule because that severity and impact of the game is actually what I feel this penalty wasn't given. Yeah, that's what I feel that made this penalty wasn't given. So it's part of the FIFA rules. So there's no bias there. But the thing is quite surprising that it also came from officiating and also central referee of the South African that Nigerians never wanted to officiate the game. So just a blessing in disguise. Now, in terms of sanction guidelines, this consequences for shirt pulling are determined by the International Football Association Board. IFAB, laws of the game, especially Law 12, which are followed by FIFA. Now, finally, they said direct free kick penalty. Said the act of holding or dragging an opponent's shirt is a foul. Team, the opposing team is awarded a direct free kick from where the offense occurred or a penalty if it takes place in the penalty area. We already know that. So that's the point. That's the whole thing about that is really causing arguments everywhere. People saying the 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 Gabonese deserve the penalty. That one for me is just everybody just those people saying those things is just because of a pity party for the country they wanted to win the game, you know. So, but for me, following the actual thing is for me it's supposed to be a penalty, but for the referee not to give it, is within his own right to do it. So if he choose not to do it with the officiating, they were also not wrong because they're trying to contend to contend the game for it to still be interesting.
Full of the jersey.
How many times has he viewed it now? About 12? Okay, let's see.
Far away from the ball. So that means that goal was not.
No, it is no penalty.
You can see the way the save.
Missed them this. It's hit long. It's heading out for Dalton at the end. Here come Nigeria. Great ball. Osimhen knocked it back. Just too strong behind it. Quite highly ranked. They were in top one after all. They were tight games, and they're keeping it tight against another big name team here. Pulled across, it's too high for all. Kicks off in 75 minutes time. Winners of this plays the winner of that. And if Nigeria are the winner of this, they might well be, because it's opened up suddenly in front of goal and it's in the net. Ekor Adams, the Gabon defence totally fell asleep, and Adams pounces to maybe send Nigeria into Sunday's final, just like that. The first proper chance Nigeria have had in the second half. And the Gabon defence dozed.
It's early for a Christmas present, early November, but that's exactly what Nigeria have received here. No pressure on the ball at all there. Apendangoye, not sure what he was thinking. A simple finish for Ekor Adams. Goalkeeper in no man's land. Rolled into an empty net, and Gabon, who've been having such a good second half, have been...
Osimhen in, trying to wrap it up, just past the post, and that would have sealed the case from Jess and Santos on the near side. Not be in that draw if they're still in the hunt. But it might open up here for Mario Lemina to take the shot, and it's in! It's deflected in! And Gabon may have sent this game to extra time. Lemina's been a threat all match. It's a cruel deflection from Nigeria's point of view,
which looks like it might send this game to extra time. Look at the space he has there. As the ball broke to him, he had the freedom to go into the box. That very slight deflection there off, say Samuel. Caught out the goalkeeper. A massive goal for Gabon. Where was the defence?
It was his header away originally, Asai Samuel, and then it took enough of a nick off him to divert it past Wabali into the net. Clear change of direction. It was heading the goalkeeper's way, but for that, Gabon tied up. Have situations where, whether you want to or not, you will be thinking that you're almost there. But here comes the UK getting it through. Osimhen's in! So close! And that might have been the winning of the game.
What a chance! If there was one...
Have to do it again. Here's Mario Lemina. Short for Balayak. Lost out. Now the chance for the counter-attack. And Osimhen's on the way! It's one-on-one! Victor Osimhen for glory! For victory! He hasn't done it! That was a spot in the World Cup playoff final, right there, in the last minute of added time, the last minute of the 12. Astonishing.
Look at Eric Shell's face. He knows. What was the Gabon defence doing, knowing Osimhen a clear run on goal like that in the 102nd minute of the match? Think that is a huge moment again in what's been a dramatic second half.
I think half of Nigeria is on its knees, as well as Frank Onyeka. Of all the people you expect to have it on time. Good cut out by Bassi. Played back in by Alex Iwobi. Now the chance for a break, bring ball forward. It's a lovely ball indeed. He's pushing it into the box. It's 2-1. Shuke! Off the bench, on the score sheet, Nigeria back on track.
And what a brilliant goal that was as well.
It's his first ever goal for Nigeria. And it might be as big a goal as he ever scores. Not a bad celebration to match either. Period of extra time. That has to give Nigeria a lift. Maybe this will too. It's a good break. Osimhen! Oh, what a goal! His time has come. Victor Osimhen makes it 3-1 in extra time. And Nigeria are finally on their way.
The Super Eagles are flying, and they're flying into the final on Sunday. Brilliant work there by Benjamin Frederick, driving forward from the back. Great energy from him into extra time. And like Ndidi before him, it was a beautifully weighted pass to find Osimhen. And a clinical finish this time from the big man. Great work there from Frederick. Superb. Lovely pass, one touch. Brilliant, just inside the post, Osimhen. Nigeria on their way.
A born predator. Found the far angle. Slightest of touches from Mbaba was not enough. A magnificent break from Benjamin Frederick to get it through to Victor Osimhen for his 30th goal for Nigeria to make it 3-1. And that may well be that. Still plenty of time to go.
It's coming on and just to come. Otherwise, yeah.
Maybe as well being an attacking midfielder. Big one of those to go. Here's the ultimate attacker right now in front of goal. Osimhen on the way! And Nigeria very firmly are now! Victor Osimhen clinches it! No way back for Gabon now! It's 4-1! It's Victor on the double! And it's victory for Nigeria now! No doubt about it! It's 4-1!
That was sheer class from Victor.
Guys, at this junction, I think that was analysis. If you have anything to say, drop it down.
We have blessings of the Lord. We have blessings of the Lord. You are thy son. Money must be blessed.